Meanwhile, as we said, the IMF just releasing its latest World Economic Outlook, saying that global economic prospects have worsened significantly since its last update in January, in large part due to the war in Ukraine. The organization now forecasting global growth of 3.6 this year, cuts to its projections for the U.S., China, and the euro area. Stay tuned for Sarah Eisen's first on CNBC interview with the IMF's chief economist in the next hour. Even as B of A, another growth target cut for China, Jim, because of the lockdowns over there?
Look, I don't know how they're going to be able to do these numbers. I mean, Europe is much worse than we realize, and they need about 6 million barrels of oil just to have their numbers. They're lucky to get half that. China, the lockdowns extending to more cities, claim that Shanghai is going to be open. But a number of ships, if you listen to the J.B. Hunt call, you understand, not only is China shut down, but the ships are just piling up. They say you can't see the water. And David, you know, we're the strength. You remember the Bank of America call? We're the strength in this world. And if you have Bullard get his way, we're not going to be the strength of this world.
Why not?
Well, you take rates to 3 and change. Then suddenly you've got our country losing its principal growth, small to medium-sized business growing, and what we know housing is going to be crimped. But in the end, David, if everybody takes rates up and the war doesn't end, and the Chinese, if they took the J&J, they just took the J&J vaccine. You know, they won't because it's totally political. I mean, it's available. You know it's available and enough to be able to handle that country.
I think many of us are somewhat mystified at the continued Chinese policy of zero COVID. It doesn't seem to make sense, even based on the data that they have in terms of, at least if it's true, about serious outcomes. It's bizarre that they would choose to lose as much as they are on the economic side, not to mention just upsetting a lot of people who are stuck in their apartments for days and weeks at a time and stockpiling food if they're lucky.
I am hearing tales of people, who are locked in, who are basically kind of just ready to have.
It's kind of weird.
But they're bordering on famine.
Jim, I want to know what you're hearing as well, though, on supply chain overall. I mean, obviously we know with Shanghai there are issues. But, the sanctions against Russia, what comes out of that country, and whether it's coal, whether it's anthracite coal, whether it's oil and gas, whether it's wheat from both Russia and, more importantly, Ukraine.
Corn.
And corn. Now, that's food, but again, that's part of the supply chain. It's part of inflation. Things don't seem to be getting a lot better.
I'm going to counter that.
Okay.
J&J had huge packaging problems. It's why their consumer products were not what we thought. They say it's easy. Now, J&J arguably is powerful, but they tell me that everybody was cut short. And, Carl, if J&J is seeing an ease in packaging, that's going to be the beginning. Now, J.B. Hunt contradicted the numbers that I got from when I talked with the people from Uber, but that's because the spot rates are down. They admitted that, but the long rates are up. Now, again, that's supply chain, but what will happen is if they get the number of drivers, and they're trying so hard to find more drivers, oh, my God, it's impossible to find drivers, and you get the packaging better from J&J's outlook, second half's going to be better.
In terms of volume?
Inflation.
In terms of inflation.
Inflation. And I thought that Diana, her numbers today were all about multifamily.
Yep, that's
not
right.
about single family. So that's slowing. I continue to believe that Jay Powell is going to be able to have a soft landing. And I think that that's completely counter to what I keep reading. But what I'm reading is company after company saying, look, things are easing up. But at the same time, the inflation rate not really going down. But if they ease up, that's going to make it so they don't have to keep raising prices.
Right.
We just need a cessation in raising prices.